Hey everyone, this is going to be a quick 15-minute full body stretching routine for an active person. So maybe you lift weights, maybe you play sports, your body is a little bit banged up right now, low back not feeling the best, hips are feeling tight. This should open you up a little bit and help you feel a little bit better than you previously did. So this is typical of how I do my stretching routines. I usually like to do something like this 5 or 6 days a week. I usually just pick a random assortment of stretches. I listen to my body. I determine what I need that day, and then I do it. I hold each stretch for about anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes, sometimes even 5 minutes. It really just depends on what I need that specific day. So first stretch is a lying down calf stretch with a stretching strap. If you don't have a strap, you can use a band or something like that. Or if you don't even have a band, you can drop your heels off of the edge of a step and stretch your calves that way. The specific exercise isn't as important as just what we're stretching. So I always start off with the calves just because they take a beating every day just walking around. They tend to get pretty tight. So I usually always start my routine off with a calf stretch. So moving on to the pigeon pose. So what you're going to want to do with the pigeon pose is if your hips are really tight, you want to grab a pillow or a block like I'm using and go ahead and put it under your thigh. And then you want to get your shin at about a 90-degree angle from your torso. And then you want to just sink down to as low as you can. So you should feel a nice stretch on the glute here. Go ahead and hold that for around a minute each side. Moving on to the pancake stretch with a lean to the side. So you want to get in the pancake position here. And then that same stretching strap or band that we used earlier for the calf stretch, you want to wrap that around your foot. That's going to make it a little bit easier for you to stay locked into place while you're leaning to the side. So you want to open up your chest a little bit. You don't want to have your chest down towards the floor. You want to have it open, and the stretch is going to help you do that. And then you're just going to take your opposite arm and just reach it across your body and just sit there in the stretch. So again, hold this for about 60 seconds. And then after I do that, I actually like to throw my hands in the air and just do a couple of leans from side to side. So I notice that when I'm doing the pancake stretch and I'm holding it for a static position like we just did, I feel it a lot in my obliques and QLs, but when I reach both of my arms up like this and lean side to the side, I get a lot more lat out of it too, so I like to include that as well. So then moving on, we are going to do the regular pancake now. So all you got to do is just lean forward. You should get more of a hamstring stretch here, a little bit more of a low back stretch, and then your goal is to over time touch your chest to the floor. Moving on, we're going to do the seated low back stretch. So this is one of my favorite stretches. I just recently did a video about this on my Instagram. If you guys actually want to follow me on Instagram at Jake Cleese Fitness, I'm a lot more active on there, and I give you a lot more tips and tricks throughout the week on there. But what you're going to do with this one is you're going to bring your feet together and you're going to lean forward. With this one, you really want to focus on letting your low back go into flexion. That's what's going to deliver the stretch on the erector spinae. And then after you're done with that, go ahead, grab a wall, and then go do the couch stretch. So the couch stretch, so this is a really good exercise to counteract the effects of sitting. So if you sit at a desk all day, this is something you should do pretty regularly throughout the week. Make sure you're hitting it at least 4 or 5 days out of the week. Because, I mean, if you think about it, you sit for 8 hours every single day. And, I mean, you need at least a few minutes of stretching a day on the quadriceps to counteract that. So really, really important stretch to include there. And then after that, you're going to stay right next to the wall and you're going to stand up and you're going to do the Pec Wall Stretch. So what you want to do is you want to almost lean your torso right up to the side of the wall here. I've seen a lot of variations where people will have just their hand on the wall and nothing else is touching it, but that doesn't really give you a frame of reference to how much you're progressing with it. So if you keep your torso pinned against the wall and then slowly over weeks and weeks, you start to point your chest further and further away from the wall, you know you're making definitive progress with that. So that's why I like that. So then do both sides, and then I always like to include an exercise. Maybe I see it on Instagram, maybe I see someone else do it, um, and I just like to mess around with it. This one I saw on Instagram a couple days ago. I wanted to try it out. It's some thoracic rotations on your elbows. It was actually surprisingly good. It was a lot more active than the previous stretches we've been doing. You can really feel your middle and lower trap muscles engaged here, but really good isolation on the thoracic spine. So I'm actually going to keep practicing this one. After that, we're going to give the thoracic spine a little bit more love. We're going to grab a foam roller, and then you just want to pick a spot on your mid to thoracic spine that feels tight, and then you just want to lean back. I got this one from Juji Mufu. This is his most recommended stretch that he says to do every day. So, hey, whatever he says goes. So that's what we're doing. And then after you're done with that, I actually just finished up with some dead hangs. These felt pretty good. I felt like my lats needed a little bit more of a release. So I just held this for like a minute, and then I was done. So this was the whole routine. So this is a pretty typical of how I'll stretch every day. It's not like a strict, rigid plan. It's just, whatever I feel like I need. That is it. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. Subscribe because I got some more videos on the way soon. And then follow me on Instagram at Jake Cleese Fitness because I'm a lot more active on there. So thanks, guys. Peace.